let's look beyond this series. Let's talk about our round 2 projections. What does it look like? What is your favorite matchup headed into round 2?
So my favorite matchup is one that is not even settled yet. So whoever the Timberwolves end up playing will be the most entertaining matchup. This is something I'm really excited to watch throughout the rest of the series, because if they somehow manage to beat the Timberwolves, whether it be the Warriors, whether it be the Rockets, I'm really eager to see how that's all going to play out, especially after how much gameplay is going on between these teams. So the Thunder will most likely go on and beat the Nuggets or Clippers, so I'm not really interested in watching that very much unless somehow miraculously by Game 5, the Clippers or the Nuggets are just blowing the Thunder out of the water. Then that's a game I'll be paying attention to. But there's a lot more competitiveness in the West for these first few matchups. But now, looking into the East, this is where the East is starting to get a bit more competitive. So we're seeing the Pacers and the Cavs. And I think this is going to be a very, very intriguing matchup that not a lot of people are talking about, because the Pacers have been here before. They know their way through these playoffs, and the Cavs are just a bit younger. They're not really sure how these playoffs are working for them. And so the Cavs are really going to have to bring it. And honestly, we have not discussed the Cavs much because they just destroyed the Heat in their last game by 55 points. I mean, that's pretty intense, and we kind of avoided that because, I mean, we're not here to hurt anybody's feelings, but it's something that has to be mentioned, that the Cavs are really bringing it to the table. But the Cavs are a very intriguing team, so I'm interested to see if they could last and actually beat the Pacers throughout this. But if they meet the Celtics or the Knicks, I think it's just going to be really interesting in the East going from here.
Speaking of Celtics and Knicks, we have probably the most bad blood, bad relationship matchup. This is gonna be an ugly series. The Detroit series was ugly already for the Knicks, but this one, you're going in against 0-4 Boston all year. This is a team that cannot get this off their back. They keep losing to Boston. Jason Tatum just is our father, and pick us up from daycare. This is ridiculous. We need Cat and Brunson to absolutely light up the court, but that's the thing. The Celtics have everybody, and the Knicks have 2 guys. Mikal Bridges cannot shoot. The Knicks just have to control time of possession, and Brunson really struggled, and the whole Knicks team struggled against Detroit screens. What is Boston's specialty? Screens and shooting. It's just a horrible matchup for the Knicks, and unfortunately, but look at this series as in, if the Knicks beat Boston, where can they go? But if Boston beats the Knicks, it's like another day in the office.
I love that. I love that series. I think it'll be very competitive. I don't really like the Eastern Conference, though. I think it's very predictable, and I think the Cavs are a great team, and I will totally just forget that you said that the Heat lost by 55. I did as well when I turned my TV off. So I just don't want to talk about the Eastern Conference. Let's talk about the Western Conference. And the matchup I actually disagree with you with is that I think the winner of this Clippers-Nuggets series is going to be very competitive with that Thunder team. I think the Thunder with SGA and Chet Holmgren being 2 of their best players, and Chet Holmgren probably being an X factor in the series, whether the Clippers or Nuggets advance. I think it's an interesting series because you're left with Jokic and Zubac are the big guys on the Clippers and Nuggets. That's a clear mismatch for a guy like Isaiah Hartenstein, who is the Thunder's big man. I just don't understand this. We had our concerns with the Lakers. We have our concerns with the Warriors. And now we have no concerns with this Thunder team. They're going to have to score, and they're going to have to score fast. They're going to have fresh legs. They have a week more of rest, so they should have fresh legs against the Clippers or the Nuggets. But it's really a legacy series for all of these stars that are involved. Whereas I can't really say too much about the East because a lot of it is growing teams that are young. In the West, though, you have SGA, who is trying to create a legacy for himself. You have Kawhi, Jokic, Jamal Murray, James Harden especially. This is so important if the Clippers advance for a guy like James Harden, who has had no good results in the playoffs. Now he gets his chance against a team like the Thunder, who won 72 games this season. He can be the guy to put the Clippers over the hump. This is a very important series coming up. Whoever advances, especially Nikola Jokic too, any loss that we see is going to make us move him down on the player ladder. Even if he gets out of this competitive series, he might not be the best player in the world anymore.
The West just has so many better storylines throughout the players, and I think a lot of people are just more intrigued by the West, and that's why a lot of this season everybody focused on the West, because in the East you really don't have a lot going on. You have Jason Tatum, you have Giannis, and then you have just a couple other people thrown in there, and not a lot of people are following these Eastern teams because of the lack of storylines, and that's what really creates so much tension in the West and makes it a lot more entertaining.
When the 1, 2, 3, and 4 seeds advance in the East, as predicted, it's not very exciting. And when the 6-seeded Timberwolves look like one of the best teams in the league after coming out of their series, it's also very interesting. The Rockets and Warriors are headed to a Game 6 tonight. You'll know the results when you see this episode, but we'll have to stay in touch with that series. Maybe it heads to a Game 7, maybe the Warriors advance, maybe the Rockets advance, and then they get to play a team. This is just so interesting. We're going to have all the analysis of this playoffs come Monday. Thanks for watching the standings.
Thank you for watching the standings.
Make sure to check out other Royals News content such as Scranton Scope or Royals Weekly.
Like and comment if you enjoyed.
See you next time.